Prince William's response exposes King Charles's secret royal meeting. The walls of Buckingham Palace have witnessed centuries of secrets, but what unfolded behind its gilded doors last week has left the entire royal family shaken to its core. A clandestine royal meeting, convened by King Charles without the knowledge of his eldest son, Prince William, has now erupted into what insiders are calling the ultimate betrayal. For years, William has stood loyally at his father's side, supporting him through his accession, his health challenges, and the constant storm of royal scandals. But when whispers reached the Prince of Wales about a secret gathering of key royals, one that excluded him and Princess Catherine, William's reaction was immediate, fierce, and heartbreaking. Sources close to the palace revealed that King Charles quietly summoned senior royals to discuss what insiders described as a pivotal decision for the monarchy's future. Present at the meeting were Queen Camilla, Princess and Prince Edward, and Sophie, Duchess of Edinburgh. Notably absent were Prince William and Catherine, despite William being the heir to the throne. The symbolism was devastating, one insider admitted. This was not just a family conversation, it was a strategic royal meeting. To leave William out was unthinkable. The subject of the meeting? According to leaks, it revolved around a potential shift in royal titles and responsibilities, particularly the redistribution of patronages and symbolic leadership roles that could redefine the monarchy's structure for the next decade. It was, essentially, a meeting about the future, a future that William believed was his to inherit. At first, William had no knowledge of the gathering. He and Catherine were spending time at Windsor with George, Charlotte, and Louis, enjoying a brief reprieve from public duties. But news travels fast within palace walls. It was Princess and, ever the straight-talking rock of the family, who reportedly slipped the information to William during a quiet phone call. Her words, as described by a source, were blunt. "You should know, William. There's been a meeting. One you weren't invited to." The revelation left the prince stunned. For a moment, he thought it must be a misunderstanding. Surely his father wouldn't exclude him, his eldest son, the future king, from a discussion so significant? But as more details emerged, the truth became undeniable. Those close to William say his initial reaction was one of disbelief. He kept repeating the same words, "This can't be right. This isn't how we work." He was shaken to the core, revealed a Kensington Palace aide. But disbelief quickly gave way to anger. William reportedly confronted his father directly, demanding an explanation for his exclusion. His words, according to one insider who overheard, were sharp and cutting. "If you cannot trust me now, how can the nation trust me later?" The remark echoed through the palace halls, a painful reminder that beneath the formality of crowns and titles lies a family strained by mistrust. While William wrestled with feelings of betrayal, Catherine was equally shaken. She has long served as a bridge within the family, smoothing tensions and keeping relationships intact. To see her husband so hurt, and to be excluded alongside him, was devastating. She tried to console him, reminding him of his father's ill health and the pressures Charles faces, said a close friend. But even Catherine couldn't deny the pain this caused. For William, it wasn't just about duty. It was about love and trust between father and son. Princess Charlotte, ever perceptive for her age, reportedly noticed her mother's tears and asked quietly, "Why is Papa so sad?" Catherine, choking back her own emotions, simply hugged her daughter tightly and said, "Sometimes families argue, darling. But love will fix it." The fallout from the meeting has left courtiers scrambling. Some argue that Charles acted out of necessity, wanting to make swift decisions without the formality of including his heir, who is known to deliberate carefully. Others, however, see it as a dangerous misstep. Excluding William sends the wrong message to everyone, the family, the staff, and the public, one long-serving courtier explained. It suggests division at the very top. Even Princess Anne, who respects her brother Charles deeply, is believed to have privately sympathized with William. Her decision to tell him about the meeting at all is evidence of her belief that he had a right to know. Days after the secret meeting was exposed, William made a carefully calculated move of his own. While attending a public engagement in Cornwall, he delivered a speech that, on the surface, celebrated community and service. But to those listening closely, it carried a deeper meaning. At one point, William remarked, "Leadership is not about exclusion. It's about trust, openness, and preparing the next generation to carry the torch." The words, though not directly aimed at his father, were widely interpreted as a subtle rebuke, a declaration that he would not make the same mistake when it was his turn to lead. The crowd applauded, unaware of the turmoil behind the scenes, but the palace insiders who heard it knew exactly what he meant. This moment has sparked larger questions about the monarchy's stability. If the king and his heir are not aligned, what does that mean for the future? Royal historians have noted eerie parallels with past tensions between monarchs and heirs. History has shown us again and again, the crown often divides father and son, one historian observed. But what makes this moment unique is William's popularity. The public adores him. To sideline him is politically unwise. Meanwhile, public opinion has begun to shift. Social media is filled with commentary. William deserved to be in that room. He is the future. This feels like Camilla's influence again, keeping him out to secure her position. Catherine must be hurting. She's always tried to hold them together. Despite the public tension, father and son have reportedly spoken privately since the incident. The conversation, described as emotional but unresolved, ended without a clear reconciliation. Charles defended his decision, saying he wished to spare William additional stress during his holiday with his children. But William, hurt and unconvinced, saw it differently. "Spare me stress? Or spare yourself opposition?" he allegedly asked. The silence that followed, according to insiders, was deafening. Through it all, Catherine has remained William's anchor. Friends say she has encouraged him not to let anger fester, reminding him that one day, it will be his turn to shape the monarchy. She told him, "Let this be a lesson, not in how to lead, but in how not to." That's Catherine, always guiding him with grace and wisdom, a friend revealed. The royal family now faces a delicate path forward. King Charles, still battling health concerns, must balance his instinct for control with the need to prepare his heir. William, meanwhile, must decide whether to challenge his father more openly or wait patiently for his own reign. For now, one thing is clear. The secret meeting has left scars. And though the monarchy thrives on unity, this fracture at its heart may prove difficult to heal. What was meant to be a strategic discussion has turned into a symbol of mistrust, a decision that left William feeling betrayed, Catherine heartbroken, and the nation questioning the monarchy's stability. The Prince of Wales's response, measured yet bold, was not just about his father's decision. It was about sending a message to the world. When his time comes, his leadership will be built on inclusion, trust, and transparency. But until then, the wound of betrayal lingers. And behind the palace's polished facade, father and son now stand divided, each holding the weight of a crown that binds them together, even as it threatens to tear them apart.